Pizza Hut Classic goes all in on retro. Could it save the company? This is what I'm talking about. Like 90s nostalgia is the new thing. There's things come and go in waves in culture, right? You had the superhero boom. The superhero boom is over. People ain't going to see no fucking superhero movies anymore. What they are going to see? Video game movies. People seeing Mortal Kombat. People seeing the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. People seeing Super Mario Bros. Galaxy. The 90s as a whole, there was this period of time, there's this real weird period of time where we had this like weird quasi 80s thing. Like, yeah, Stranger Things was doing it, but it also wasn't doing it accurately. You had the Evil Within 2, which I love the Evil Within 2. The Evil 2 Within 2 is great. But using a fucking like synthesized version of a Duran Duran song for its trailer for a Japanese survival horror game, like I like Duran Duran. I do. In fact, the very first vinyl I ever bought was Rio by Duran Duran. But they're not exactly who I think of when I think of survival horror. Like, so now we're in this weird quasi, let's bring the 90s back. And I'm curious if this is going to work for Pizza Hut. Let's find out.
Hey guys, Pizza Hut is coming back. And you're probably saying Pizza Hut never left. I'm not talking about modern Pizza Hut. I'm talking about the old Pizza Hut from back in the day, the 80s and 90s, when you had like the red cups and the red checks and all the cool stuff, that the lights and everything.
You want to know what I love about Pizza Hut? Not even about Pizza Hut. It's about Pizza Hut buildings. Like, the red roofs are gone. The red roofs are gone. They're all fucking gray now. And then every now and again, you'll drive past a building that, like, oh yeah, that used to be a Pizza Hut. And it's like a fucking office building or something, but you know it used to be a Pizza Hut because it's still got like the fucking trapezoid roof. It's just all gray and shit.
Everything else, if you've been there, if you know, you know. All right, the old retro, fantastic golden era of Pizza Hut. Okay, they're bringing it back. But one guy who owns 100 locations is reverting all his locations back to the old Pizza Hut look. So before we get into any further, please like and subscribe. If you do, I'll give you a woohoo.
You will know, you will always know it was a Pizza Hut. Yeah, you will always know it was a Pizza Hut building. Like, there's no getting around it. Now that being said, someone said earlier about Yum Corporation is fucking awful. Yum Corporation was the downfall of Pizza Hut. Absolutely.
Also supposed to mention to you that if you would like more of us, go out to more.clownfishtv.com awesome. And you can get more videos and exclusive content. And if you want to pay for extra content that's paywalled, you can do so for less than the cost of a super chat. As Neon says, he does it better than me.
See, you're going about it wrong. Not less than the cost of a super chat. You got to attract these young bucks, right? You got to say less than the cost of OnlyFans thought. You could pay for paywall content for less than the cost of an OnlyFans thought. Piplup with a 2-banger. Pizza Hut, mozzarella sticks, and Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Bro, you are speaking my good goddamn language, son.
He's not here. So it is me, Kiki Sparkles, and Neon is not here for this video because he's losing his voice. So we're going to talk about this. We're talking about this. You've probably seen it online. I know it's on X. Everybody's talking about it. So there's this guy. I think his name is Tim Sparks. He's the CEO of Dine-in Corporation, a restaurant management company that owns several Pizza Hut locations. So he renovated some of his restaurants to look like the classic.
What was the best Pizza Hut pizza? It didn't matter. I'll be real. The toppings at Pizza Hut never mattered. You want to know why? Because it was all about that crust, son. It was all about the fucking crust, son.
Like Pizza Huts, and people are going crazy for it. So now he's going to do up to like 80 locations in this old style. I'm not sure where the locations are, but while that's going on, you have another issue, which is Pizza Hut's closing a bunch of locations.
That's an excellent question, and it's going to filter out a lot of people. Motherfuckers can get unsubbed. First of all, Michael Dorman says bacon and pepperoni. That's one of the two. I got two go-tos for a pie. I go, first of all, always go deep dish. I always go deep dish. Now either do bacon and pepperoni on a red sauce, or you go bacon, pineapple, jalapeno on a white sauce. You can even throw on some anchovies if you're feeling froggy. Your boy likes anchovies. So you got bacon, pineapple, jalapeno, anchovies on a white sauce, or you go bacon, pepperoni on a red sauce. That's how you do it, son. That's how you do it. And no olives. Here's the thing. Here's why I said no olives. I like olives. I don't like olives on a pizza. Olives on a pie. Olives have such a strong flavor. They cover up the taste of the other toppings. So while I do like olives in other dishes, I don't like olives on my pea because they're so strong. They cover up the taste of the others.
This year, they're talking about Pizza Hut's closing different places. There's an article that has all the locations on it. Just the other day, like yesterday, 49 Pizza Hut locations slightly closed nationwide. So they're closing a bunch of Pizza Huts nationwide because people aren't going to those Pizza Huts. They are not doing well. Meanwhile, the guy who wants to bring back the classic Pizza Hut classic is kicking ass.
Now, here's the question, though. Because like I love this in theory. Yes, it gets my nostalgia boner rock fucking hard, right? I hear, yo, red roof, red cups, fucking couple arcade machines. One of them's always going to be out of order. You got the buffet. You're going to go in and you're going to load your cup with 6 different fucking sodas. Yes, that gets my nostalgia boner going. That being said, is that enough to sustain the business? Like, is that all? If that is all it would take, fair enough, fine. I'm not complaining. Like, that'd be great. But is it a gimmick and the novelty will wear off and they'll be back in the exact same financial position? Or is just the, hey, let's return to the 90s classic? Is that alone enough? Sevi with a 20 banger. Leon doesn't like olives on his pea. You heard. I said pie. Thank you very much. Although you're right. It's something to do with olives and pea. Like that's. You got something wrong with your dick if your piss smells like olives. Just saying. This is for you.
Horse semen's great.
I'm digging horsecock.
Is your cock a horse cock? You will never hear me say it. Nay. Ooh, as I make more.
My favorite stallion I keep in my top drawer kinda goes hard though.
'Cause there is no cock like horse cock. Send your asshole into shock and eat horse.
I don't know how we're going to ever top horsecock.
I still don't know. How we're ever because you don't top horsecock. You usually bottom horsecock.
So as this tells you what most of us Gen Xers and millennials could tell you, which was, everybody wants the old stuff. I can't tell you how many Gen Z posts I've seen about how they wish they grew up in the 80s and 90s and they want that so bad. So they want malls to come back.
It's funny. So it's a very similar story. He wasn't the manager of the Pizza Hut, but my best friend from high school, we got out of high school and we got in a part. Well, I say we got out of high school. I dropped out of high school. And then once he finished high school, we got an apartment together and he was a delivery driver for a Pizza Hut and he was bringing home free pies every fucking night, son. Every night.
They want the Pizza Hut Classic. If they can go to Pizza Hut Classic and get an experience like the 80s and 90s, they're going to flock to it. Bring back nostalgia. Bring back a more peaceful time, a more, engaged time where people actually, associate with other people, talk to other people, knew how to do such things. When, it wasn't constant bombardment.
And that's the thing. Pizza Hut was the dine-in guy's pizza place, right? You want to dine in and get a pie? You go to Pizza Hut. It was a social event, a social gathering. Yeah, you could be playing at home, sitting there playing video games, and you want to order some delivery. You're gonna order some delivery. I'm gonna be real. I'm probably going Domino's. 90% of the time, I'm going Domino's. But if I want the social gathering, then absolutely, we're going to motherfucking Pizza Hut. Yeah. I dropped out of high school when I was 17, and I agree with bringing it all back. I'm just not convinced so far that bringing it back is that alone could save the struggling pizza companies. I'm wondering if it's just a novelty that will wear off.
Of, shit on social media, shit in the media. It's like, everybody's at each other's throats and people are just tired of it. We did a video a few months ago and Neil and I were just talking about today about the fact that people just are over pop culture. They're so sick to death of current year Hollywood and media and social media that they want this kind of stuff. This is what they want. Retro gaming, malls, Pizza Hut Classic. Hell, I'd be Pizza Hut Classic.
And this is an excellent point, Teague, whichever. Yes. Are they going back to original formula as well? Are they going back to original formula and talking about like their ingredients, talking about the way they actually prep the pies? Because is that more expensive? Yes. That would be. In fact, prices will probably go up for the consumer because they're going to go up for the business. Me personally, would I pay? Yeah. Yeah, I will pay premium prices to be able to go into a fucking Pizza Hut again, sit down with my homies, eat some pie. Like, dude, imagine going to see Street Fighter 2 in October. Imagine going to see Street Fighter 2 in October. You're reliving them fucking golden days of beating the piss out your homeboy with Ken because he chose Blanca like a fucking queer. And then afterwards, you stop by the goddamn Pizza Hut and you talk about the movie. You drink your fucking soda. You theory craft the sequels. Dude, that sounds like the dream, and I will pay a premium for that. I will pay a higher dollar amount if that's the case. And yes, I have her from Cindy. Her and I have been talking all throughout today. She's good. She's got a very important errand and things, to run life things. But she's good. She is fine. She told me that she certainly wasn't going to be back in time for my stream. She may or may not be for hers. So she might not stream tonight, but she should be good going forward. That's all I'll say on it because that's her thing. But just don't worry about her is my point. Don't worry about her.
At least once a week. Because when I was a kid, growing up, my dad worked a couple hours away from us, okay? And my dad worked.
Well, so this is important, Teague. You said your dad, you're going to get product of any integrity from Yum Company. I've seen them from the inside. I hope they prove me wrong. Well, this isn't all Pizza Huts. That's so she said it in the video. I didn't really comment on it because I thought it was obvious, but maybe it's not. Maybe that's on me. This isn't all Pizza Hut. This is just one single franchisee who owns like 80 locations. So he's exclusively doing this with his locations. That's all it is. So I don't really know. Yeah, the individual franchises, yes. So this is one franchisee who owns like 80 locations, and he's doing this with his Pizza Huts specifically. Now, if this works out, and if it works, it makes money, and other franchisees are smart, they will follow in his footsteps.
In Pittsburgh, and he would work away during the week and then he'd come home on weekends. And every time he got paid, so twice a month, we would make a trek to Pizza Hut. It was like our family thing. And it was like a family time. It was fun. They had the big pitchers of pop that you pour in the red cups, and they bring out the pizza and they put it on a plate for you. And we just have family time and tell jokes and laugh and just, enjoy each other's company at Pizza Hut.
She's fine, guys. No worries.
And that was to me, that classic Pizza Hut is like a huge memory because it was such a big deal. It was my dad was away. We got to have family time. We got to see my dad because he worked really hard. When he'd come back, and we'd go to Pizza Hut every 2 weeks when he got paid. It was great. It was like a whole ritual, and we always look forward to it. So here,
same. If they did this in my area, here's the dealio. I get one cheat day a week, right? I get one cheat day a week. Usually Monday. Sometimes I set it off till Tuesday because I want to like go out and eat or whatnot. My stream on Tuesday is a little bit later than it is on Monday. Point is, if my area were to get the OG Pizza Hut back, bro, that's every Monday, bro. That's every fucking Monday. Every Monday, either pre or post countercast, we celebrate with probably post countercast because I don't need to be eating a bunch of buffet fucking pizza and then being like carb backloaded and all sluggish and shit on stream. But you get my point.
Here's the story they're talking about. Several remodeled Pizza Hut locations, customers are stepping into what feels like a time machine. Hell yeah. The iconic red lamps are glowing once again. The red checker tablecloths are back, and those oversized red plastic cups have returned to the table. Yes. There's even a Pac-Man machine sitting in the corner. Peak. The red.
Bro, someone in the chat earlier said, talked about the arcade aspect. Right, there's even a Pac-Man machine in the corner. Now, frankly, I'm more of a Frogger guy myself. I love me some fucking Frogger. But I ain't gonna say no to a goddamn Pac-Man machine.
Retro revival is the work of Tim Sparks, CEO of Dine-in Commercial, which I talked about. He wants to renovate his restaurants. The response has been overwhelming. Of course it has. People come for 2 or 3 hours.
I'm gonna open a Pizza Hut next to Leon and give him a discount. That way he can get the fat Leon arc. No, because that would work. That's the problem. Is that would work.
Away, I'm not making that up. I would drive 2 or 3 hours to go to a classic Pizza Hut. I'm not gonna lie. I would totally do it. They come to the classic Pizza Hut. For many customers, walking the doors feels like reliving childhood memories. Families sit together while over pizza Hut, parents point out things their kids have never seen before, like tabletop arcade games and the famous stained glass lamps that once defined Pizza Hut experience. Families together. That's what people are craving. Connectivity.
I think she's entirely right. This is not just about 90s nostalgia, right? This, like, the 90s nostalgia aspect, that's the surface level gimmick. You hook people in with the 90s nostalgia. But really, I think that people in this modern day, in the modern age, are craving just that togetherness. They're craving those virtues that seem lost, that seem like a foreign concept. Or not even a foreign concept, just a thing of days past. You want to be able to just, whether it be your friends, whether it be your family, whether it be parents and their child, and like, hey, bring your best friend along. Like, that used to happen to us when we were kids all the time. Yo, we're going to Pizza Hut. Pick a friend. You can bring one friend, right? That the 90s nostalgia draws people in, but the family dynamic virtues and the virtues of togetherness is what will actually be the long-term strat for keeping them there.
Your family time together, having those quiet moments once again, and they are eating it up. And I can.
All right, unless you live in a black neighborhood, because I mean, quiet moments, really,
not blame them. Spark says the project is about much more about nostalgia in a world filled with screens and distractions. See, I didn't even read this ahead of time. He hopes these restaurants can become places where families can slow down.
I saw the Benchwarmers at the drive-in movie theater when it came out. I've never seen it since, but I saw the Benchwarmers at the drive-in movie theater when it came out. I don't remember a whole lot about the movie, but I do remember the line. How'd it go? It's like, what are steroids? Because earlier in the movie, dude was like bitching about macaroni, right? And later on, they're like, what are steroids? Oh, it's things that make your pee-pee swell. Oh, there must be steroids in macaroni. Like, yeah, I do remember the Benchwarmers.
And genuinely spend time together. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it was like. It was amazing. I mean, we just you get that in holidays sometimes, but it's hard to find those moments now. Everybody has to work. Everybody's constantly on their phones. Everybody's constantly running. Now you're still gonna have your phones when you go to these places.
Yeah, and like, so my aunt messaged me that she texted me this morning. I haven't actually texted her back yet because I'm a bad nephew. But my aunt texted me saying, "Yo, you want to go to the amusement park? I think like May 30th or something like that." Dude, I'm in my fucking 30s. She's in her fucking 50s. I think she just wants to go to the amusement park so her and I and my grandfather can have some family time. We ain't probably gonna be riding rides or anything, or if we do, it'll be minimal. We'll probably just be like browsing the shops, maybe eating some kettle corn, stopping in one of the restaurants or whatnot. I think it's just more like, yeah, we want to do something together as a family, me, my aunt, my old man. And so, yeah, I'm absolutely going to do it. Now, I have to tell her, yes, but I'll need to be back here by like 5 o'clock because I have a show at 6 or something like that. But at the end of the day, yeah, I'm down to go. I don't really have an interest in the amusement park itself. I do have an interest in having those memories with especially my aging family members like my old man and my aunt.
But I think because there's such a demand for the old 80s and 90s feel for that experience, they're going to put the phone down to actually experience it. I'm sure I'll take some pictures for the gram and stuff, but they're going to put their phone down to experience it. It's about connecting once again. It's about remembering what it was like when we were kids.
This is true. You can buy unpasteurized milk. That's what I buy. I do not buy pasteurized milk. I buy straight from the udder unpasteurized milk. Absolutely. Leon loves the clowns, the amusement parks. We know the real. Hey, Sev, have you ever seen? I don't know if you've ever seen it. Hypno. We might need to talk. Wasn't it on Saturday Night Hypnosis, one of the very first episodes I was ever on, where I went on that like 15-minute diatribe about how much I love clowns, how disrespected clowns are, how it's unfair to clowns, the way the media treats them and all these movies and whatnot. Like, I first of all, memory unlocked because I haven't thought about that rant in a long time. But yes, I unironically love clowns. I wanted to go to clown college at one point and learn to be a clown. But yes, I am a huge supporter of the art of being a clown. I think that it's an incredible art. My great aunt, who I've never met, apparently actually was, my grandmother's sister was a clown. Didn't know that. You mentioned that, and also how you love watching clown porn. Okay, I did not say that. I didn't say that. But yes, I love clowns, and I might need to see if I can convince Hypno to go back and find that rant and send it to me.
We would go to Pizza Hut with our parents and family and have a sit down experience. I'd say dinner, but it was dinner and experience. I remember one time we were there at Pizza Hut, and my dad. So the waitress that we always had, she was always there. Her name was Tina, and she would always joke with us and stuff. Well, one time she was putting a piece of pizza on a plate, and she almost dropped it into my dad's lap. And then I said, "Oh, Dad, that'd be the hottest thing you've had in your lap in a long time." And I about killed the waitress because she couldn't stop laughing. I also got thrown out of the same Pizza Hut when I was in high school because they caught me loosening the lids on the cheese and the pepper flake shakers, which I shouldn't have done, but I was young and stupid. But I have a lot of memories tied to Pizza Hut. When I used to teach art, I'd go in and there'd be like, scout meetings or things, and the kids would see me and they come running up to give me hugs and stuff like that, because the little kids, they love to get hugs.
It's so weird to think about just like this bastion of capitalism and corporatism as this thing that we're nostalgic for. But behind all that, now mind you ain't gonna you're never gonna catch me talking about capitalism like it's a negative thing. Your boy loves making money. That's why we got the grift goal. That's why we doing the whole motherfucking where is it right here? Don't ruin the 90s fund. So by all means, I'm not knocking capitalism. What I'm trying to get at with that is you never thought, in the early days of Pizza Hut, this is gonna be something I'll miss. This is gonna be something that actually does have emotional weight to it. There's memories. There's like, it's more than just nostalgia. Nostalgia used to be considered a mental disorder, by the way. Nostalgia, the way it's used now is very different than what it meant when the term was first invented, which was as a medical diagnosis in like the 1860s or something. But the point is, there are actual, it's a craving for something that at the time was so benign. Like, yeah, you go there, you eat some fucking pizza, maybe you laughed. 20, 30 years later, there is actual emotional resonance with, these are the memories I made at Pizza Hut. Yes, John Wayne Gacy and It did irreparable damage to clowns. Absolutely.
Back then you could hug kids and it was fine. So they'd come running up to see me and they'd want to hug me and stuff. And so I have all kinds of fantastic memories associated with pizza. And I have one that's...
And yeah, you're right. It's recognizable iconography. That is a much better way to put it. It is a triangular slice of Americana. It is a grease, cheese, and pep covered slice of Americana. I know what showbiz is. We don't have showbiz in my area though. So I know what showbiz was, but we didn't have them in my area. My area was exclusively dominated by Chuck E. Cheese.
Not so fantastic, but it was mean, but it's kind of funny. So I didn't have a learner's permit yet to drive, because back then you had to do the test and they'd send it to you. So I hadn't gotten the learner's permit yet. And it was the Pizza Hut night. And my mom insisted I drive. And I'm like, I'm not driving because I don't have a permit. And she made me drive to Pizza Hut. And I was sobbing because I was afraid I was going to get pulled over. And I was afraid I would.
Do I like Chuck E. Cheese? I'm a 31-year-old male now. I've got no business being at a Chuck E. Cheese unless I'm there like for a child that I'm related to. So I've not been to a Chuck E. Cheese in a long time. But yes, I did enjoy Chuck E. Cheese back in the day, of course. Absolutely.
I was going to get arrested and I was terrified I was going to get in trouble. And we got to Pizza Hut and my mom pulled my permit and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, your permit came today." Still love Pizza Hut, still love my mom. Anyway,
see, I still love Pizza Hut and I don't love my mom.
And I love everything about this. I love it so much. I love positive things that are things that you can just happy are happening in the world and not.
Little Caesars has gone through such a renaissance, bro. Little Caesars has gone through such a renaissance, bro. They went from being that like, yo, you're broke and or homeless here to like, oh fuck, this pie is actually good. The pretzel pie from Little Caesars is fucking fire. I miss Godfather so much. Dude, we have 3 of them around where I live. We have 3 of them. Between the city I live in and the next adjacent town, we have 3 Godfathers. That's where I took my dad for Father's Day last year. It was Godfather's Pizza. And it was funny because so I took my dad to my dad, not a gamer, right? My dad's not a gamer. He's he likes watching my content. He supports me. My dad is very normie nerd, right? he likes the classic Star Wars movies. He likes, you know, he read some Spider-Man comics growing up. You know, he probably played a few games here or there. My dad, not a gamer, right? So he didn't know anything about The Last of Us. He really liked season 1. Well, season 2, the murder of Joel in season 2 happened right around Father's Day last year. So I took my dad to Godfather's Pizza for Father's Day. We're sitting at the table, and he's all like, yo, why did they kill off the main character like 2 or 3 episodes in? I'm not even going to watch the show anymore. And I just fucking laughed because it's like, oh, yeah, don't worry. I went through this already like 5 years ago. So, yeah, it was when he was driving me to the airport to go to Orlando for the meetup. This is how you know we're winning, people. This is how you know we are winning. Because when my normie dad, who has the white picket fence, I mean a literal white picket fence around his house, when he, you know, he's got the fucking the 2.5, you know, he's a regular dad, he watches football, you know, goes to church, the white picket fence. When he's driving me to the airport, it's like 8 a.m. right on the ride to Orlando, and he goes, did you hear that they're turning all this Star Trek shit super gay? And I was like, the normies are waking up. My 59-year-old father gets it.
Things that you're just like, I used to love that. Now you find a way to ruin it. This is like fantastic. So they tracked down the original decor. They said it hasn't been easy. Spark said of the vintage pieces, especially classic Pizza Hut lamps, are incredibly difficult to find. He plans to continue restoring more locations in the future. Hot damn, yes. You know, Pizza Hut, instead of shutting down restaurants like crazy, you know, 49 locations just shut down. I guess overnight, practically, quietly shut down. Instead of shutting these down, I mean, if you have a lot of locations in one area, I can understand shutting some down. I can see it if you have a lot of locations in one area, you might want to shut some stuff down. But instead of shutting them down, why don't you give this a try? Why don't you go back and get manufacturers, you know?
I don't believe so. I don't know if we have one of those in my area. Bowser's Foundation Summer Video Game Retailer eventually. Oh, no. So we had EB Games where I lived before it was GameStop. So I don't know if some locations were Babbage's, because it says Babbage's became GameStop. We had maybe some locations were EB Games, some were Babbage's, like depending on where you are in the country. But yeah, we had EB Games before it became GameStop where I live.
The permission, at least, that if franchisees want to, you know, get the old decor back, if they can't find it, that they can have it remade. And then you have their blessing and you give them the you know, the patterns and the things that I'm sure you probably have in the archives to do this. Because people are excited about this. It's not that Pizza Hut isn't wanted. It's that but your current year Pizza Hut isn't wanted. Like, why did they strip all the personality out of restaurants in the United States? Like McDonald's, the new build.
It's a psyop. She asked a really good question. I'm gonna roll this back just in case you guys didn't hear it, because I'm about to go on a fucking schizo rant.
Wanted. It's that but your current year Pizza Hut isn't wanted. Like, why did they strip all the personality out of restaurants in the United States?
Because it's a psyop. Because it's a psyop. Because they want to demoralize you. They want to take away all the fun. They want to take away all the whimsy. They want to take away all the creativity. They want to homogenize everything. They want to be all this corporate assembly line bullshit because it's subconsciously demoralizing. When you wake up every fucking day and you drive past the McDonald's, which is now just a fucking square silver building, when it used to be all like purple and blues and pinks and like a slide coming out of it, and you say, oh, there's a big pop-up of Grimace and shit, and that's all gone. It's not because it was too expensive. It's not just, to cut costs. It's because there are fucking goblins up at the top of the food chain that want to completely utter and erode and destroy what made the U.S. some like part of, again, Americana, an artistic hub of, you know, let's just a bastion of positive capitalism, of absolute great capitalism. It's like, hey, yo, we got the fucking giant life-size Grimace out here waving hello to the kids. Bring them on inside. Also, buy yourself some fucking McDoubles while you're at it. Get a goddamn Big Mac or whatnot. It's okay. They cost $2.50 fucking cents because our economy is booming. And then they strip all that away to demoralize you, because that's the first step. They're not going to get you in the pods willingly. They're not just going to be like, yo, hey, we've got these pods here. Come check them out. No, they need to take away every single aspect of what made this country great so they can wear you down and break you down and basically look at the world like there's nothing to live for. It's all the same brutalist bullshit. And then you will live as the pods, you will eat the bugs, and you will be happy. That is why, in case she was curious, That's why they're taking away all the cool designs from the restaurants. I hate the timeline we live in, bro. Well, I say that. I actually don't hate the timeline we live in because we're actually talking about the return of the classic Pizza Hut. So, there's that.
Like McDonald's, the new buildings all look like corporate. Pizza Hut, everything just they don't have the cool building shape anymore. It's funny because you could always tell when a bank or a house or another business was a Pizza Hut because they have an iconic look that people will still remember to this day. You've lost what made you special, and your quest to bland up everything. Y'all lost it. Actually, funny story. Punxsutawney, where I am from, has a Burger King that is still in the 90s redesign. It's one of the...
I don't know. I've actually not noticed vending machine things. I don't see myself in a lot of locales that offer vending machines, so I didn't really know that happened to vending machines, if I'm going to be honest.
Few left. People actually come there just to go to the Burger King because it is still the 90s, with the teal and all that. It looks just like that. It still has those things about it. They did not change it to the new look. So people go there just to go see the old.
I talk about this all the time. I talk about this all the time. I'm going to talk about it again because this comment is relevant. About 6 months ago, your boy decided to rip through a bag of mushrooms, right? Your boy decided to rip through a bag of mushrooms and veg out and just have me a good old-fashioned trip, son. Dude, it's just like dazed and confused mode, engaged. Pop on some, easy-to-function video games thing. I was playing Sonic because of fucking course I was. After ripping through a bag of mushrooms. And what I'd put on the TV to zen out to while I was going on my trip, classic 90s commercials. And my high brain noticed something I never fucking noticed before. My brain noticed something I'd never fucking noticed before. Bro, McDonald's commercials in the 90s? They didn't tell you the price of the food! They were so confident that your fat ass was just going to walk in for the new McRib or the Shamrock Shake. They didn't even put the price of the food in the commercials. It was just like, yo, here's the Shamrock Shake. See you tomorrow. The balls, dude!
Old 90s style, was early 2000s, somewhere in there, Burger King. And because it's a classic retro stuff. If you want to see an old Burger King, go to Punxsutawney because you'll see one there. And people love it. Like, they make videos about it. They love it so much. People are excited.
And they were right.
And I'm looking at this and they said, he even said about, talked about the fact that people were putting their phones down. Here's this one. They're saying, we get them here, families put their phones down and talk to each other, just like I was talking about. And he said, I'm not going to tell you how to fix the world, but I do think that family is a good place to start. Yes. Family, connectivity, going back to a time where you
almost all my favorite family memories are at restaurants. They're either restaurants or holidays. And I don't remember the fucking memories because of how good the food was. I remember I was like 12 years old. I went to a Ponderosa with my granny when she was still alive, my aunt and my old man. Maybe my little sister was there. I don't really remember. If she was there, I blocked her out. But the point is, I remember just having the most fun on stopping at a Ponderosa in fucking Florida while we were on vacation. I don't remember the food. I don't remember what I ate. I just remember that I loved having that dinner with my old man, my granny, and my aunt. I don't even know if Ponderosa's still around now that I think about it.
You called your friends on the phone. You didn't have to text them all the time. Where you go hang out. Where your family and you go sit down to a dinner and you talk. Yes, please. We need to bring that back. Everybody's so disconnected and they're turning into robots and little drones on their own. And this way you can bring people back to what matters. And I agree with this 100%. So there you go. I mean, we should probably find out where these are located. But if they're owned by Dine-in Corporation, there's a good chance you might be able to find one of the retro Pizza Huts nearby in that area. I don't know if there's a link.
What was the name of it? Owned by the
retro Pizza Hut. Dine-in Corporation. There's a good chance.
Tim Sparks, CEO of. All right, hold on. I'm going to Google this. Dude, I typed in Tim Sparks, and Tim Sparks Pizza Hut locations was the first one to come up. Pennsylvania, New York, Florida, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Kentucky, Wisconsin, Georgia, North Carolina, and Virginia. Unfortunately, not in any state near me. I guess Kentucky's kind of near me. I border Kentucky, but that would still probably, like, depending on where in Kentucky, be quite a drive. Damn. Well, to shout at any of you guys in or near Pennsylvania, New York, Florida, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Kentucky, Wisconsin, Georgia, North Carolina, and Virginia.
Chance you might be able to find one of the retro Pizza Huts nearby in that area. I don't know if there's a list of locations or not, but even Inc. has it in here. They're all talking about it. This man's mission to return Pizza Hut to retro glory, and it may save the company. Yes, I've been telling you, they even brought back Book It. They brought back Book It in the summers. I guess they've done it for a few years now. If you guys don't know what Book It was
Book It the thing where, like, if you read a book or read a certain amount of books, if you're like in like 3rd grade or under, you get like the free personal pizza? Wasn't that what Book It was? I remember that. I remember doing that.
You read books and you got free personal pan pizzas. It was like a whole thing in the schools. They're bringing back, yes, please bring back the retro glory. You want to save these companies? Take it back. Go backwards instead of forwards. People are tired of AI. They're tired of digital. They're tired of everything being, so bland and impersonal. Go back to retro. Embrace the past, and you will find your future. It's not that hard. Stop, give people what they want. When it comes to Hollywood, stop taking movies and reinventing them. Just give them a new movie based on what they love, based on the past. Stop trying to take everything and make it your own, and instead understand that people already did it. There was already peak. How can you cash in on peak? That you learn from them, learn from who did it right, learn from your mistakes, and turn back the clock. Bring back personality to restaurants. Bring back, connectivity. Bring back family as a center.
But again, it's the global cabal that's taking them away. So I'm not advocating for this to happen. I don't want this to happen. I am going to make a little bit of a prediction, though. Make a little bit of a prediction. Sometime in the next few years, if this goes off, if this pops off, this becomes a big deal. If old CEO Timmy Boy ends up making a killing and bringing in swaths of money and families and nostalgia by like propping up those family values that were found with us in classic Pizza Hut, he may or may not get Luigi Mangione. I'm just saying it's possible. We may be looking at the Luigi Mangione situation of fucking triangular carbs and grease. And shout out to Anjuna Main for I see you sent the high five. What are those things called? Jewels. I appreciate that. Thank you.
They spent years trying to ruin, the basic family structure. It's not working. People don't want that, so embrace it. I just can't. But here's some of the pictures. They have like the old lights. God, I love this so much. Sorry to get so excited, but I'm just so genuinely thrilled to death that they're doing this. Just genuinely happy about it. Talk about Tunkhannock has one in Pennsylvania. They said there's 38 classics run by the corporation right now, but they said they're going to get.
I think so. Like, to my knowledge, they replaced super stickers, and we made money off. So YouTube has not been particularly clear about the whole jewels thing. So I'm sure I do. I don't know what or how much or what the split is or anything. I'm just appreciative anytime you guys do any sort of donation or anything. It means the world to me. It allows me to continue having the greatest fucking job in the world. So however you guys want to support, if you can, feel free. If you can't or it's not within your means, then obviously don't as well. But yeah, that's I don't know really anything about the jewels. It was a very strange thing. They're not particularly clear cut about much. That is also true. YouTube is not particularly clear cut about a lot of things.
Like 80, I think they said they're trying to get up to 80, but they're bringing the old arcade machines back. So I'm interested now because apparently there's some in PA, so I got to find one.
EB coming in with a gifted Words of Paradise membership. Shout out. Thank you so much. This is for you.
Plan B! This is for everyone you've killed! England, murderer!
Hold your fire! This man isn't black!
Shout out. Appreciate you.
I get my butt over to one of these. I don't know if there's a list of them. I'm looking. Oh, here, Dale Corporation. Do they have a list? Let's see. Our locations. They have the classics. Okay, Pennsylvania, Mansfield, Taconic, Wellsboro. We used to live over that way. Here's some different locations. They have not all these are classics. You have to look and see which ones are classics, but they have locations in Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, North Carolina, Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Wisconsin.
Dude, that could be a fucking trip, though. That could be a grift trip. Like, all right, because I live a state over. Like, I border Kentucky. That would be a fun. Like, all right, let's travel to one of the classic Pizza Huts and do a stream from there. That'd be fun. That'd be a blast.
In New York. Have you been to one of these? If you've been to one of these, please comment and let us know how it is. I'm super excited to hear about it. I'm glad they're going to do more and more. So if there's one of these near you, they might be switching it to the classics.
Took me a sec to realize what you did here. Inguba Ongoba Oba. It's the rearranging of Bingo Bango Bongo. I see it. I loves it. I appreciates it. Thank you oh so much. And then Xavier coming in with 5 gifted Words of Paradise memberships. You absolute legend. Thank you so goddamn much. I don't know if Hypno is still watching, but just in case he is, just in case he is, I feel like I need recompense for him saying that I watch gay clown porn.
Like, I don't think humans were meant to see sissy hypno inflation compilations.
But hey, by the way, did you know that I suck dick as a man? I lick the ass of other men. But really quick, I lick the balls of a man.
I mean, it's just what I heard. It's just what I heard. I don't know if it's true. I don't claim to report on the truth. I'm just going off what the word on the street is. Alrighty, shout out. Thank you so much.
Soon. If they aren't, go ask them to do it. So there you have it. Some good news for Sunday. Some exciting, fun, happy news that we're all craving. So please comment and let us know.
Trans clown porn would just be mime porn. Just saying.
What you think, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Alrighty, that was a good video. I enjoyed that. I like just like waxing nostalgia with you guys about the Pizza Hut. That was cool. That was a lot of fun. Here is the link. That way you guys can give the video a like.